How's it going, my fellas? So today's video is going to be on the topic of clutching 1v3s, which in itself is probably one of the hardest skills to master in Apex. The problem with 1v3ing in Apex is that it's so difficult to do if you don't know what you're doing and the choices you should be making. Solo queuing can also become really frustrating if you're not good at taking disadvantaged fights. This video is going to help you break down and give you a better understanding of how to win your disadvantaged fights more consistently. Without further ado, let's hop in. If you've watched the 1v3 guide or have asked for 1v3 tips before, the word isolation is constantly used and for good reason. Isolation is by far the most important factor in winning a 1v3. No matter how good you are, it is impossible to win a 1v3 if you're taking everybody on at once. One of the most popular isolation methods is fighting in buildings. Even if a team is coordinating, it is still easy to avoid them as long as you're constantly on the move. The cover around you provides really good opportunities to take one 1v1 at a time. Zipline buildings are by far the best places to isolate 1v3s. In this example clip here, all I'm doing is just challenging and outplaying these people one at a time. You can usually do this really consistently once you get good at it, but some people are cringe and hold hands. My best advice against those types of players is to either get a weird flank or make them run after you. So what if you can't find a building to play around? You can find a quick 1v1 opportunity and take it, or put yourself in a favorable position like a head glitch for example, and get a free knock that way. A lot of people will get overconfident since there's 3 of them and only 1 of you, so just play off of their mistakes to get easier kills. However you want to create an isolation is left to your game sense and creativity, but just know that this skill can take a while to fully develop. If you're really struggling with learning isolation, I would recommend trying to master solo duos first instead of solo trios. That way you get a feel for how to play disadvantaged situations, and once you get more experience you can try out solo trios. Getting yourself into a 1v3, dying, and having no idea what went wrong is something that I myself struggled with a lot. One of the best ways to see your mistakes is through a recording software like OBS. Recording my gameplay is something I did a lot of to learn from my mistakes in both pubs and ranked. Mistakes happen in almost every 1v3 you take. For example, a common mistake is being overly aggressive in a fight. Here I go for the guy reviving his teammate, but I forgot to take into account that the third player was really close by, so I just died for it. Anyways, it's just important to understand that it's okay to make mistakes, but it's not okay to not learn from them. Acknowledging you made a mistake and then trying to work on it is going to help you improve a lot as a player. A lot of the better players are able to acknowledge their mistakes instead of having a big ego about it. Another skill you will acquire from doing this is that once you get better, you'll be able to know what mistakes you made even without needing to record. Having a growth mindset is the biggest thing for me that helped me improve my 1v3 consistency. Some people are stuck at the skill level they are currently at because they have a terrible mindset about their gameplay. Getting mad about factors that you had in your control but still refusing to admit it's your fault is something a lot of people with a bad mindset struggle with. For example, pushing into a fight without thinking things through and dying is completely your fault, but you may not realize that yet. Instead, you probably should have taken into account where all players are at and had a good backup plan in case things go wrong. Another potential mindset problem is thinking you're not good enough at Apex. The point of learning how to 1v3 is to challenge yourself under what seem like impossible circumstances, that way you get better at clutching more consistently. Sometimes Apex can be really brutal, but you just need to have the go next mentality and don't let the previous games make you play worse. Trust me guys, no amount of grinding the game could have fixed a terrible mindset. You just have to realize and understand the mistakes that were in your control. Once you fix a bad mindset, I guarantee you will start getting much better at recognizing mistakes and learning from them. 1v3ing is a skill that takes a lot of practice to master. I can remember the first time I tried solo queuing around 3 seasons ago. It was insanely difficult for me and my KD dropped significantly from it. This skill took me multiple seasons of practice to get a feel for. Just remember to follow the 3 tips above and combine them with practice. I'm sure you guys will get better at 1v3ing. Just remember to take it slowly day by day and not being too hard on yourself. For those of you that don't know, I stream on Twitch at Gruick with the 1. I got a majority of these clips from my stream, so if you want to watch more gameplay like this, then feel free to stop by on one of my streams. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, hope you learned something new.